We'll
Hi,
talk to you
Joe.
guys
Bye,
later. Thank
Charles.
you. Bye,
Love you.
guys.
Hi, Joe.
So, Anita, how are you? How are you
Yes.
handling all this
Hi, Billy. I'm doing.
quarantining and
I
stuff?
know. It's like the end of the world or something. I don't know. It's just so crazy. I can't. It's like living in a horror movie.
You're at the house in Beverly Hills, right?
I'm at my
Yep.
house that I've been in for 30 something years, and I'm just glad I have a place to settle in that's comfortable for me, and I really love it here. I've spent so many years on the road that
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just now beginning to enjoy my home because I was always gone. I was always on the road at
Well,
some
sure.
theater.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
and
what it takes.
you've been busy because over the last year, or at least a year, maybe even more, you've been writing a book, which is right here, Fairy Tale, the
Yes,
Pointer
fairy
Sisters
tale.
family story.
Yes, my brother Fritz and I wrote this book. Fritz is a professor. He's taught at University of Wisconsin, San Francisco. He's at Contra Costa College. That was the last place he taught, but he's retired now, and
Uh-huh.
he's written few books. He's an author, and he's written a few books, but most of them were for colleges.
So
But
a good
he is a
collaborator for you.
oh yeah, I was so glad to have him work with me on this because he knows how to write a book. And so
Right.
between him and David Smitherman, we got it done
How
and
long
it's
had you
so
been working on it?
wonderful. We worked on it for quite a few years actually
Really?
because writing, as Fritz always said, writing is rewriting.
Yeah,
And so we would write something and then we change it, and it took years to get it really where we wanted it.
really.
It
And
takes
when
that
did it
long.
come
It
out?
really
Just
does. And
recently.
it's very hard to pull all those memories out. None of them are, all of them are not happy memories.
No.
And to think about that and have to write it down and bring it back up in your life again, it's really, really difficult. It
Is
really
it like
is.
reliving it?
It is. It really is because you have to think about what happened, back then. And it can hurt. It can really, really hurt, you
You
know.
know, what I found
Just,
was interesting is I have your sister Ruth's book as well. And
okay.
seeing there were certain stories where you both tell very similar stories, but from your own perspective. And I think for any fan out there, this book, Fairy Tale, is invaluable because you
Oh,
really, I, I think, in a way, having individual points of view because you don't have to share it with somebody else. It's your
exactly.
story. It's
That's
your
right.
perspective. Even
That's
if
right.
somebody else had like one of the things I found very interesting was both
Mhm.
of you talking about getting started. And you really started well before Ruth with June and Anita. I mean, with June and Bonnie.
Giovanni. Yeah, we sure did. We were living in San Francisco, the Haight Ashbury. Those were some fun, fun days, let me tell you. But even before that, we went to Texas and got stranded.
Yes,
And
that was the
Bonnie,
story I was going to ask. Yep.
oh my God, it was such a crazy time. Bonnie happened to have David Rubinson's card in her purse. We had called mother and she said, I'm going to get my baby home June, but you and Bonnie are on your own. So we had to find a way to get home. And we called David, and Bonnie had met David one time. She saw him at the office in San Francisco with Michael Takamatsu. They were there doing some backup singing, and David liked their voices. He said, I don't even care for Michael, but I love the girls' voices that are singing in the background. So he got us back to Oakland. I had never seen David. I had never talked to him, and he had never seen me. But he sent me a plane ticket home, and I think that's like a
Wow.
miracle. That's one of those things that just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and that kind of thing happened. But
And it
yeah, there
also
was some
led to your
struggle.
first recording contract with Blue Thumb
Yes, it did.
Records.
We worked hard doing backup singing, working with Sylvester and his hot band, hanging out with the Cockettes in San
How was
Francisco.
that?
Oh my God, it was so much fun. Back then it was free love. It was before
So
all the other
there was never
viruses,
a gay issue. Nobody, I mean, the Pointer Sisters
No,
loved everybody.
never. They loved us and we loved them. And we had such a great time working with Sylvester. We really did. But during that time, we ended up going on the road too with Dave Mason. And that was our first trip to London as backup
Oh
singers. When we
wow.
came back, yeah, then we ended up going to Atlantic Records. They signed me and Bonnie and June as the Pointers and the Pointer Sisters. And we went to New Orleans. And from New Orleans, we went to Jackson, Mississippi, where we recorded. And they laughed at us with the songs that we took. We took songs that were on our albums later. But
Mhm.
when we took them to New Orleans, they thought it was totally out of the question. Black girls cannot sing that kind of music. And that's what they told us.
Right.
You cannot sing songs like that. And we have some great songs for you that are very close to the Jackson Five and the
Well,
Honeycombs.
I
And
remember, I
we
was just
said
going to say,
no.
there's Don't Try and Take the Fifth. Wasn't that?
I know. That's one of the
And
songs they gave us.
that sounds just like Honeycomb, which is so
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm telling you, that's
And it's
exactly
like,
what they wanted us to do.
you know, it's like we were talking to Bob Mackie, is that a designer wants to find out
Yeah.
about the person rather than shove them into something. But at the
Exactly.
beginning, you guys, they really did try to put you in a slot.
They really did. We were at the Whiskey A Go-Go performing with Elvin Bishop.
Oh, wow.
And Jerry Wexler happened to be in the audience, who was Aretha's producer at the time. He's the one who called our manager and said, we want to sign these girls. And when they took us down there, we had songs that we had written, you know, great songs. And they said, you can't sing stuff like that. You can't sing it because you're Black. So we just, you know, came back home, and David Rubinson took the tape and threw it across his office. He said, I'm going to get you out of this deal because this is not right. And he did. He got us out. He got us out of that deal, and he got us in with Blue Thumb, got us a new deal. And that's when Ruthie came in.
And what's funny is, you know, again, talking about Black women should sing a certain type of music. Your first Grammy was for a country song.
I'm telling you, the first Black female group to ever get a Grammy for a country song.
And the first Black group women to sing at the Grand Ole Opry.
That's right, at the Grand Ole Opry. Oh my God, I was so terrified. But we just went on through there were protesters out front.
There
They
were?
were protesting our being there. Yes. Oh yes. We just pushed through them and told them we're going on in here. And actually, we didn't say nothing to them. We just went on in there.
And what was the reception at the Grand Ole Opry?
Oh God. Actually, at the end, it was fabulous. But the beginning was kind of shaky. We went on stage.
Really?
And a gentleman stood up in the back of the audience and said, hot damn, them gals is Black. and someone said, sing your song, honey. And we sang it. And then the guy stood up again and said, sing it again, honey. We sang it again. Then they had a great party for us. And it was really, really wonderful. They really, really loved us and treated us really great, you know, once we got past the picketers.
And yet, I don't know, has another Black group played at the Grand Ole Opry?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
the mold.
30 years later.
Yeah, I know.
More
what's his name? Nas X and Billy
Right.
Ray Cyrus. They probably play there, and you know, it's been wonderful for us to have that versatility in our music. You know, I love the country music. Country music came natural for me. When I wrote Fairy Tale, I was in a motel in Woodstock, New York.
Oh, really?
Doing backup singing with Dave Mason, and I was sitting there listening to my James Taylor cassette.
Mhm.
And I love James Taylor, and he just inspired me to write Fairy Tale. The melody, the lyrics, everything came that one night. Everything just came together. And then I took it to Bonnie. I said, I think I got something here. And she said, let me hear it. But she worked on it with me, and we finished it. And it became our first Grammy Award-winning song.
I know. And
I was amazed. I really was. Me and Bonnie, though, we wrote a lot of songs together. We wrote Shady Flat Blues. We wrote with Stevie Wonder back in the 70s. We did a song called Baby Bring Your Sweet Stuff Home to Me with Stevie. And it won the Gold Award at the Tokyo Music Festival. And we worked with him on another song called Sleeping Alone. And, you know, we did a lot of writing. Bet You Got a Chick on the Side and Jada.
This is not, oh yeah, Jada, about your daughter.
Yeah, about my daughter, yeah.
Now this, of course, is more recently, although it is one of your early hits, but this was a night I was there at Cantor's in Hollywood.
Oh
and
my God.
Bonnie and you and Ruth
were
brought together by Ruth's son.
Yeah, Malik. Malik
And
was
so,
there.
Here's a little bit of nostalgia for people out there who maybe want to see early Pointer Sisters song sung by later Pointer Sisters. But how
Well, I
fun
wish I
is
could
it
hear it.
to go back and do that?
How fun is it, you say?
I mean,
Oh,
there's this magic of the three of you
it
together.
is. It's such a magic when we sing together. Me and my sisters, I just loved singing with my sisters. I
And
really did.
was Roxy in the background somewhere? All the
It
little
probably was
yeah.
Roxy in the background.
Yeah.
She's probably was her. I didn't see it, but she's
There's
probably there.
you have pointers coming and going, you people. There's so many of you, and I remember talking to you guys years ago about how you decide who would sing lead on a song, and you would try it several different ways.
Yeah, yeah, we would. As a matter of fact, I was on the lead at first. He's so shy for a long time, and then all of a sudden, Richard said, I think I want June to try this," and she did it, and it came out so fabulous,
Although
so
then
fabulous.
you sort of got it back
I
more
know, sort of
recently.
brought it back. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's funny because I think people would put you guys in June being poppy sounding, you being more easy listening and country, and Ruth being sort of
Uh-huh.
gospely. And yet,
Right.
when you would swap it out, it would just be as good, if not better. You have to shake
Oh,
things
thank
up.
you. Thank you so much. I thought we had a magic sound. We worked together so beautifully. We would make songs up on stage, and just
No.
everybody knew just where to go. Oh yeah. We'd have little things that we would just come out and sing, and everybody knew what note they gotta go on, and that's what we did. And
Is
oh,
it
it
true
was
that you
just
guys didn't read music? Is that true?
didn't read music. I read very slow. Every good boy does fine, and FACE. But it's really slow. So I played in the band too. In Arkansas, I was in the band,
What did you
and I
play?
played alto saxophone, and I
No.
never really learned how to play it. I just memorized. I memorized the songs. I memorized the fingering on the instrument, and I would just play it by memory. I wasn't really, the sheet music was there in front of me, but I wasn't really reading the music. I was just going by memory.
So
And I
just to
still have
show
me an alto
people,
sax.
this is the Pointer Sisters as a foursome.
Yeah, the very beginning. Oh my goodness.
And then of course the more classic version. So excited,
Yeah.
a huge song for you guys. And tell me about
Huge
writing it,
song.
because I know that you
Writing.
co-wrote it.
Yes, I did. Co-wrote it with Trevor Lawrence, and we had it was such a beautiful song. And I've written so many songs, and they wouldn't release them as singles, and I didn't understand
Yes,
why the producers are doing me this way. I
right.
said, maybe if I get my sisters in on this, we can get it promoted and get it out there. But anyway, they wouldn't release it. We had an album titled Pointer Sisters So Excited, and they refused to release my song. And I had to beg Richard Perry, please don't lose my song. This is a great song. I guarantee you it's really good. And, we were working on a new album, Breakout. And I said, put it on that album. He said, that's never done. You
I
don't take a
know.
song from an old album and put it on a new album. I said, well, try. Give
And
it a
release it
try.
as the lead single. I
you
mean, come
know,
on.
and they released it, and the rest is history. Artists really are just underrated as far as producing and putting input on their art.
Mhm.
Their art. They just the music industry is it's really hard. It's really very very hard. To get something and get known and have something be successful for you, and it's just a difficult road. It really is. It's fun as hell, but it's not that easy. We
Well,
had
it's
a great.
funny because
I don't regret any moment. We had so much fun when we used to be on the buses, going around, from place to place, town to town, singing. And we were on the road with Lionel Richie. That was one of the funnest tours we ever had. He
oh
was
really?
fabulous.
And
Yes, we
didn't
went
you
on tour with
tour?
him.
Somebody mentioned to me yesterday, I didn't remember this. Did you tour with Wham?
Wham! Yes, we sure
I
did. We
I
did.
don't remember that at all.
Oh my God, we had a great time. That was the first time I ever played a concert where people were fainting. It was
Really?
hot, of course, but I think we were someplace in the Bay Area,
Hmm.
and they had to carry people out, like lift
Oh my God, hold on. Have we lost Anita Pointer?
them up over the crowd.
There she is.
Had to lift them up and take them to the ambulance.
Oh,
That's why they
Jesus.
loved us. They loved us and they loved Wham. We had a great time with them. We really did. That was
Did you get to
fun,
know
fun
George
time.
Michael at
We just
all?
worked with them a short while. Not really know the George. I didn't really get to know him very well. But
Because I know
Matthew, I think, was the other guy.
Andrew.
Matthew.
Andrew. Yes.
Andrew, yeah, he would come to our dressing room every night, every show. He'd come and talk to us, and but
Really?
George was never there. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
know
sure
with
but we loved
co-headliners.
him.
Yeah, well, talking about you writing, I want to show a clip that I put together, and I believe you'll tell me. I think you wrote this, but somebody else covered it. So hold on a second.
Could I be dreaming? Are you really with me? Are you right here by my side? Could I be dreaming? I've waited for this moment oh so long, and now you're mine. No, it's not a dream. Hey!
Now we come to show that all things come and go, but I'm sure that you know that I've got you here, and I love the feeling that's sincere. Your love has got me spinning on my dreaming.
Now, did you
Oh my
write "Could I Be
God.
Dreaming"? Is that one of yours?
Me and Trevor again. We wrote "Could
Oh,
I Be Dreaming,"
wow.
and it's such a great. I love that song so much, and they wouldn't release that either as a single. I just don't understand
And
what you
then
got to
Cher
I had a
opened her
song on.
Vegas show with it. So
Yeah,
it's a
she
pretty
did.
good show.
Cher opened her show in Vegas, and I was so thrilled. Kenny Ortega is a good friend of mine, and he did her show, and he told me about it. And I went to Vegas for the opening, and I sat there in the audience and cried.
But then you,
She's doing my song.
yeah.
She's singing
But
my
then you
song.
recorded "Take Me Home" for a Cher tribute CD. So
Sure
it did flip
did. Yes, I
around.
did. That's right. I recorded "Take Me Home." I sure did. That was a fun time too.
And I have
And they
to
never
tell
released
people, well, of course, the story of poor Anita's life. But I have to say, and again, this really only one song was released from this, but Anita did have a solo album called, what was it called,
Yes.
Anita?
Love for What It Is.
Love for What It Is. And but there were such gorgeous songs on it. It was a
Thank
little bit in a
you.
country vein, but it was
Yeah.
a stunning album.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you.
I
It didn't really do very much, but I
well,
enjoyed
again,
just
you're also,
having it done.
yeah, you were in the Pointer Sisters at the time, so I think it's hard
Right.
for people to promote a solo album as part of a group. I think that's very tricky.
It was tricky and really tricky for me because when I came out, it was when Anita Baker, who I love, was very, very hot. And every time I do a promotional show or something, they would say, "Here she is, Anita Baker."
No.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I'm like, oh, I'm not Anita Baker. But anyway,
did I read
I
that
just
your
gave up on that.
you've got I knew somebody that you and I both knew. There's a lot of people we know, but Allie Willis was a good friend.
Allie Willis, she's my dear friend, and we wrote together as well. She wrote Neutron Dance for the Pointer Sisters, and she and Danny Sambello. And me and Allie and Danny Sambello wrote another song called "Tell It to My Heart," that's on the Pointer Sister album. And then me and Franny Gold and Allie wrote a song that I may release soon. It's called "Take Me Away." And,
well, because I have seen the cover art for that album.
Yes.
So when are we going to get new Pointer music?
I'm working on it, trying to get some things streaming. We have a new song out. Me and Bonnie, Anita Pointer and Bonnie Pointer, wrote a song for our sister June Pointer. And it's one of the best things I think I've ever done.
And we have a clip of it.
I love the lyrics.
So this is
my friend.
Feels Like June. Let me just show a clip to the people because, of course, I'm ready.
Okay.
Hold on.
Great. Yeah.
Here, let's see. Is this song? Oh, hold on. Wait. Do we not have you there? Wait. We have no. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hold on.
Oh, you hear me now? Okay.
Yep. Now I hear you.
I love that song so much. I wake up every day with it in my head. I do, and I start singing it, and I tell Alexa to put it on. It's great. It's such a great song, and the month of June is coming up, so it'd be a great song to listen to in June.
and people can see it. It is on YouTube, but there's a
It's
video,
on YouTube.
obviously. And you
Yes.
can, it's also on Anita's website, which is anitapointer.com.
.com. Yes, I got a call from a friend, Terry Diamond, who lives in Nashville, and we worked
Mhm.
together on my solo album. And she suggested that I do something, in honor of my sister or my daughter and her husband, Steve Diamond, who's an incredible producer and writer. And he sent me a track, and I wrote the lyrics for "Feels Like June" to the track. And Steve and Terry came out to LA and went in my little studio, and me and Bonnie, and recorded it in there. And we had such a great time. I just can't wait to do it again. It's the first
I-
time we really recorded anything in years.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Has the music business changed? Could the Pointer Sisters have been a success today?
That's something. Well, maybe the wardrobe could. That took precedent over our music in the first place. But the music is so different now. Hip hop, I
Mhm.
don't even know how to describe it. I love it. I think it's great. A lot of it, I think, is so great. And my granddaughter Roxy and Alvin, her friend, they'll be writing all the time. They're in there putting down tracks and beats, and I tell them, I say, "Can I sing on something?"
Yeah, exactly. You are a pointer, for God's sake.
They don't see it. They're like,
They're
"No,
tied
get out of here."
to them.
We're
You're
not
the
done.
grandmother. I know.
Right, exactly. It's
You
my
were part of
granddaughter.
something. You were part of something pretty historic, and we'll just show a photo. You were part of We
Oh,
Are the World.
yeah. We Are the World. Oh my God, that was such a magic night. We came from the American Music Awards and went to the studio, and the sign at the door said, "Leave your ego at the door." And we all went in, and I was so excited because I was there among people that I admired all my life, including Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, and
Sure.
Quincy Jones, and just so many great people there. And I went around and took my sheet music and got autographs from everybody. And
Didn't I
it's
see
on
that
this
at
book.
the exhibit?
At
Isn't
the
that
exhibit, I have it
Yeah.
at the Hollywood Museum on exhibit of my music in framed with all these wonderful autographs. Everybody's on there. Paul Simon, Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner. What's her name? Oh my God, I can't think of all the names now, but it
And
was
is it
such a wonderful
true there
time.
was a story at the time that the Pointer Sisters went down the street to Fatburger to get food for everyone? Was that
I
true?
never heard that story.
Say
No.
that's you hear things and you gotta
Not
ask.
true.
All right. So now let's talk
No.
about you have a different kind of collection, and
Yeah.
tell me about this collection.
Oh my God. I've been collecting for so long. I started like in the early 80s, like 1980. And I went to Arkansas, and
Hmm.
we were driving from Little Rock to Prescott, where my family is from, Prescott. And we passed an antique store, and I just wanted to go back and check it out because I always loved antiques. That's the Pointer
Hmm.
Sisters started with their antique clothes and antique, I had antique furniture in my house, and I love all that stuff. And we went back to the antique store, and I found Dancing Sam.
Oh wait, let's
That's my
show him
little
again.
guy that
There
you
he
just got a
is.
picture of. There he is.
There he is.
It's so funny because of the packaging. I mean, it says on the packaging, hours and hours of fun for your children. And I'm, oh my God. You just put this little plank and you put the doll on there and you hit the plank and the doll just jumps around and dances for you. And kids do this for hours and hours. I guess so now. But now
Well, they
it's
didn't have
impossible.
technology, right?
Exactly. They didn't have, PlayStation and all these things that they do now with the games. I mean, my granddaughter, she's playing with people all over the world.
She's
They're
not
playing
playing
games
with Dancing Sam.
No,
She could if she'd like to.
she could, but she's not. Not interested.
Are you going to do an
Yeah, but
exhibit of that stuff? Because I know you have
I do
a
plan to
lot
do
of
an exhibit.
things.
We had planned an exhibit in Oakland at the Oakland Museum, and we had to cancel everything because of the
Of course.
virus. But Roxy and Alvin put it all together. It's in the I have a racquetball court here, and it's all
Mhm.
it filled up the whole court. It's so
course.
many beautiful things that I forgot I had because I've been collecting and just coming home, wrapping it up, putting them things away. And one year though, it was like 99. I did an inventory,
Mhm.
and we made a little book and took pictures of everything, and so it's very organized. But I just want to I want to show it. I want to show it to the world because it is history. It really is.
Well,
To
I know
it,
when we were
it's to
talking
not
at the
repeat it.
when we were talking at the Hollywood Museum, you said to me that even that entire exhibit there, and it is huge, wasn't
Mhm.
even all of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's not all of it. They still have things in the garage that we haven't taken out. But I don't know. I just got to where every town I go to, I'd look up the antique stores and go there and look for stuff. And it was a fun thing for me to do, because very seldom would I really go out when I was on the road. I was always focusing on the show.
Yeah,
But when I
sure.
did, I'd go to an antique store.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, I
Yeah.
bet all of the pointers have their own hobbies, and that was yours.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Sure we do.
What I didn't know reading your book, and again, fairy tale. Oh, I didn't show you this. I've got I don't know if you remember this. This Pointer
do.
Sisters exhibit. There was a benefit that you guys did. I don't know where. Hair to Hollywood, and it was a hairy.
Wow.
And so
I have
I
that
mean, like,
album.
I am not like a casual fan. There are things in this house. But
Thank you, Billy.
I could
Thank
have
you
my
so
own
much.
exhibit. I'll have my own exhibit. It's fine. But what I didn't know when I was reading your book, I did learn a lot. And again, fairy tale, buy it. It's on Amazon. Go buy it. Are you going to do an audio book of it?
Yeah, I hope so. They said
Yeah, you
I
should.
think you have to sell so many and then they whatever.
Yeah,
We
I know.
definitely
The
want an
business.
audio book. That's what I like. Audio
I
books.
would. Yes, I so would.
Yes, I love
But
it.
in the book, you talk really openly. Well, there was a few things. First thing, speaking of Yes We Can, I didn't know that you hadn't voted. Didn't you talk about that? It was it Barack Obama was the first time that you voted?
That's right. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Barack Obama. Yeah, because I was too busy working and I didn't want to deal with politics at all. And
Mhm.
I just didn't vote
Nope.
until I felt I had someone to vote for.
Well, that's really what you talk about. And I thought that was,
I
it's a really
swear.
interesting section where you talk about that he
Yeah,
was the
'cause I
first
felt
person that spoke to you.
Exactly. I felt like all the others were like, who do I pick, the devil or the deep blue sea?
Right.
I don't have really a choice here. It just drove me crazy, and it's driving me crazy again now.
Is it
the
really?
election in November, it's making me sick. Yes, it is. Oh God, it just doesn't seem like we're headed. Well, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
And
We're
then,
headed-
but I mean, about things you may not want to go to, but I didn't know about you had a lot of health challenges, and you
Health
have come through
challenges?
them. Yes, yeah. health.
Yes, I did. I sure
I
did.
did. I mean, you never really were one to talk about it. You just
Right.
did the work, or would then go and take care of yourself. How are you now?
I'm very good now. Very, very good. I'm still in therapy though, and I love it.
Yeah, really. I bet.
Yes, I need to talk to somebody. I'm alone too much. but yeah, I'm in very good health. So my doctor says I'm healthy as a horse.
Oh, well, that's
Thanks,
good.
doctor.
Well,
Thank you, man. That's what a compliment that is.
Well, just to show people how healthy you are, I was at the Hollywood Museum. There's a photo of us. Let's see, where is it?
Oh my goodness.
At the museum exhibit.
Yes.
And I had 3 remaining. Well, oh, this is a horrifying picture. This is just 20 years earlier.
Oh my God, look at all that hair.
That's a lot of hair.
Whoa, beautiful hair.
Yeah, well, I love my pointers, but that was not my favorite photo. But now at least I've got a better one. But for me, the Hollywood Museum.
Really, you got to send me those photos.
I'll send you everything. But what I loved is at the Hollywood Museum, we got the 3 remaining Pointer Sisters to perform. And I just want to show a little clip of this. Hold on.
Thank you.
And if you go real slow, I'll let it go. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Oh, I'm about to lose control.
such a special day. It really was. Oh, wait, hold on. Did we lose you? Let's say, hold on. Are you there? Nope. Hold on. Okay, you back? We have no audio from Anita. Oh my God. Hold on 1 second, Anita. We have no audio from you. Oh, geez. Oh, wait. Okay, you there?
I'm there.
Okay, yes, you're back.
I'm
There you
there.
go.
Okay, here I am.
Computers. I know. So what a special
Yes.
day that was.
Oh, what a special day. I'm telling you, I was so just in outer space, just so thrilled to finally have my exhibit up. I've been working on this since the 70s. I've been
Mhm.
collecting clothes since the 70s. And it's my granddaughter Roxy and her friend Alvin and Chaz and JT. They worked day and night to put it all together at the museum for me.
Right.
And we had it all set up and structured the way it should go, where it starts and where it ends. And I was just blown away when I came back and saw how they had set everything up. It was so, so beautiful. And I'm just so proud of them. I'm just so glad that we got it done.
Oh, and you absolutely
Yes,
did.
and Odila. That's right, Odila. She also helped put it together.
Oh,
My
all
dear,
right. Got to
sweet
give everyone credit.
Odila. She passed away in January, and she had a stroke on my birthday on January
Oh.
23rd. And she was like my dearest friend. She worked with me for 31 years, and I just love her, and I miss her so, so much. But she helped also with the exhibit, getting the things up there, and she's a seamstress, so she would make sure everything was fixed that needed fixing. And oh God, I miss Odila, my Odila.
Well, I just loved that day because we did have the three of you perform, which doesn't happen very often.
That's right, it doesn't. We hadn't been together in years.
No,
Oh,
and I was surprised because I did not know. In the book, you talked about there was a rift with Ruth more recently, and that, according to your brother, he says you would never work with her again, and yet there you are.
I know. I'm a softie. What can I say?
It
I don't
sounds
hold
like
grudges. I can't
nobody
hold grudges.
speaks for Anita but Anita.
Right? That's true.
But I do, I want to say, because you talk about it in the book, and you talk about that having written So Excited, you weren't thrilled that Ruth used it for the title of her book, which I can understand, or at least you didn't know.
I was really, really hurt. I was hurt, and so much until I had a really kind of a nervous breakdown.
Oh, really? Was it that bad?
Yeah, because we were supposed to be writing a book together, and she found a deal and did it by herself, took my title of my song and put it on the book. And I was hurt. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it because we were working on this together.
Oh, really?
I was so hurt. I couldn't believe it. And
if I remember you found out about it when you got out of the hospital in Curacao.
Right. I just come off stage, and I'd been having problems traveling because I think the real thing was I didn't want to travel anymore.
Really?
And I was pushing myself after my daughter died, after June died, then after I got cancer, went through a year of chemo and surgery, and I tried to come back, and it wasn't there. It really wasn't, and that was 2013.
Oh, really?
And I tried so hard to come back. Yes. And
was it too soon physically or mentally or both?
Mentally, for sure. And physically I felt okay, but I just couldn't deal with it. I really
And
couldn't.
wasn't that last show you passed out before the last number?
The last show, we were in Curacao, beautiful island, just so beautiful. And I got on stage, and it got to where when I traveled, I couldn't eat for some reason. When I'd leave home, I couldn't eat. And so by the time showtime came, I would be so weak, I could barely do the shows. And I did the show that night. And by the end of the set, I was about to faint. So they called an ambulance. I think Issa finished singing the last song, So Excited. And they took me away in an ambulance to the hospital.
Oh, my God.
And I spent few hours there, and the doctors told me, you're really killing yourself, and if you can stop traveling like you do, you really should stop because you're killing yourself. So I said, oh God, that hurt me too. That hurt me to my heart because I don't want to feel like I can't do what I love to do. But I couldn't really do it anymore. I guess the love too was kind of gone, after June, and was gone. And
Did you enjoy working? Did you enjoy working after June had left and you had Issa there for a while, or was it not the same?
Not the same.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Really?
Not the same. I did it because I had to do something. No, I'm gonna sit at home.
Right.
and
What do you
nothing.
do?
And yeah, what do you do? So I went on, I kept going, and then that night after, I came back from the hospital, and that's when Ruthie told me, I have something to tell you. And
Mhm.
I said, I really don't feel like it now. I'm not feeling well. She said, well, I want to let you know this before you hear it from someone else. And she said,
Wow.
I wrote a book and I finished it, and we're doing a sizzle reel, and I wanted to know if you want to be a part of it.
Mhm.
And I said, excuse me while I jump out the window. That's what I said in my head. That's what I was saying.
And then she told you the
couldn't-
name of the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't know if she told me that day or I found
Oh,
out
really?
later, but I was so unbelievably hurt. I wrote every verse, every chorus. How she could take my song and do that to me, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
And so what? But now there's a question. You did credit June and Ruth on the writing
I
of the
did.
song. So why did you
Yes.
do that? That's
I
interesting.
did it because I thought they would help me get it out. I
Oh,
thought they would help
really?
promote it. It was
That
on the
it was
first album.
written and performed by the Pointer Sisters.
Yeah, they seem to not do want to help me when I write a song by myself, but if I write something with my sister, lost my earphone. Maybe they'll put it out there. So I gave them credits on the song. I gave them credit. I'm so excited, and they did help me promote it. It became a big hit, the biggest hit the Pointer Sisters ever had.
And it was a Pointer Sisters song, regardless of who wrote it. You guys did perform.
It was exactly. We made it famous, and that's why I said, well, God, when Elvis did our song, he got the publishing.
Oh.
He took them. Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. I think he got like 50% of the publishing when he did Fairy Tale.
So now, would
Yes.
you have called your book So Excited, or would you have still called it Fairy Tale?
What's that called? Well, the book would
Your
have been
book.
So Excited.
You
No
would have.
doubt. It would totally, of course. That's the
So
best
that
song I
was
ever
a
wrote.
title you had in the back of your
Of
head.
course it was, and I'm sure it was the same with Ruthie. It was
Right.
it was the title.
Because it is the number one song, of
It's
course.
the number one song.
Right.
Yeah, and I surely was writing for that, but I don't know.
But now,
People will be
even
people.
even with family issues, you guys still do come together and perform. Now, she did come out and perform at this thing. Was that good,
Mhm.
or was that awkward?
It was good. It was really good. I was so glad she came. I really felt honored that she would show up, and we haven't done anything in years together.
Was Curacao the last concert you did as a Pointer?
Yes, it was. And that was
Wow.
2015. That was the last concert I did. And since
Wow.
then, Ruth has been out on the road with her daughter and her granddaughter.
Right. I assume with your blessing.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I wanted them to be great. And I love her granddaughter and her daughter. And, I love her too. But I just wanted them to carry on the way they wanted to. I was done. I really was. I couldn't do anymore. So I wasn't going to stop her.
Right.
Stop
Is
Ruth
it
from doing
something
what she
you
wanted
miss
to do.
performing? Do you miss it now?
Sometimes I do. I really do. I miss performing from the old days when it was me and Bonnie and June and Ruth. I miss performing that stuff. I miss performing when it was me and Ruth and June.
Mm-hmm.
I don't miss anything from there.
Right.
I don't miss anything from beyond that. If that's not what I'm.
Is there a difference for you being a solo performer versus being a Pointer? Like when you're standing on stage at the Hollywood Museum with your two sisters, is that different than performing on your own?
I didn't really care for performing on my own. To
Really?
tell you the truth, I always loved singing with my sisters. I really, really did. I was always a group player, a team player, and I was approached by RCA to do that solo album that I did. I didn't ask for it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
They came to me. Terry Diamond, she was the executive producer, and she came to me, and asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said okay. And it was like between shows,
Yeah,
on the
right.
road, come home, go to the studio, fly up to Sausalito, and go to record plant, and just we had a good time. I had a lot of fun doing it, and my daughter Jada was there with me, and she sang on some of the songs too, and we had some fun. We really did. I really treasure those moments with my daughter.
Yeah,
doing the album.
is it true? I don't remember if it's in your book that when June left the group, Issa and Jada, the original plan was they were going to swap off being a Pointer Sister. Is that true?
Right, that's right. Issa and Jada were going to take turns. We were going to take Issa one trip, Jada one trip. I got still in the garage clothes that I had made for Jada,
Oh
you know, to
wow.
match, you know, with the Pointer Sisters wardrobe. Yeah, I still have her clothes. She was going to be on the road with us. She did the Arsenio Hall show with me and some other TV, I think Bandstand or something she did with me. But
Wow.
yeah, I miss her so much. Oh my God. I don't know how I ever even went back to work after Jada passed. Whew, this is something I never will ever get over. I I don't understand why my life would be like this to where I have to be in torture for the rest of my life, missing my baby. I don't understand why that happened to me. I've been a wonderful person, honest, fair, giving. But to lose my daughter was it took 90% of me away. It's hard for me to. I can't believe I'm still here. I really can't. I really can't.
I
She was my
remember
only
in the book,
child. My
you
only
said
child, and I
that,
had her when I was 18. You know,
oh
I was 18
wow.
years old. We grew up together,
Hmm.
and I still talk to her all the time, and I have her pictures all over my room, and I talk to her and think about her, and you know, I miss her so much. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here without her.
I remember in the book you said that had you not had Roxy to take care of, you may not have survived.
That's the truth. That
Yeah.
is so true. Roxy gave me hope. I said, I got to be here for Roxy. I got to be strong for her. And it was not easy because I was still going on the road. Roxy was 13 and she had to be up and going to school every day. And I wasn't used to that. You know, I had to change my whole life. And
Sure.
oh, it's still just, whew, when I think about what happened, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me that it happened. It's like a nightmare. I can't believe that I would never wake up from.
And it sounds like in the book, Jada, your mother, and June all happened really kind of at the same time.
Yeah, they did within 10 years. My mom in 2000, my daughter in 2003, and my sister June in 2006.
Wow.
And
That's
then
very
I
close.
had cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer in 2010. And 2011, oh, actually, it's 2011 I was diagnosed. 2010 was when I thought I was sick. But
Mhm.
I was diagnosed in 2011 and I went through chemo and I had surgery first and chemo. And I thought it was over. I thought that was, I said, my daughter, she had cancer. She had pancreatic cancer.
Mm.
And I said, if she can pass away, then so can I. And I was kind of really wanting to go. I really
Mhm.
was. I was wanting to go. I wanted to be with her. But then I don't want to leave Roxy. So I
Is
had
that
to
what got you through it,
toughen
or is
up.
there also faith?
It was Roxy who really brought me through it. I
Mhm.
really kind of lost faith when my
Really?
daughter died. I prayed and prayed and prayed so hard, the most sincere prayers of my life. Please, please, I'm begging, please don't take my baby. Oh, and when it happened, I just couldn't believe anymore. So,
Where are you in faith now?
well, I really don't have any faith. I really
Really?
don't. Mm-mm. And now when I'm seeing what's happening in this world,
Right.
it's like we're living in the last days. You know, I can't understand this. It's just so horrible. I feel so sorry for the young kids like Roxy and all them, and Alvin, how they have to sit here at this house all the time and they can't go anywhere. And when I was that age, I was going and going
You
and
were
going and
everywhere.
going everywhere, and to be just stuck and where you can't go, you can't move, and you're afraid of a virus that could kill anybody. Oh, it's really, really unbelievable what we're living right now. It's really unbelievable to me that we're living through times like this. I know my mother and father would have been, whew, not only the technology, I love that we have so much great technology now that we can do this,
Yeah.
communicate
And we
on the
can feel
internet.
close.
Yeah, it does.
How is
But
Bonnie?
Bonnie's great. She's really
Bonnie's
good.
Bonnie.
Bonnie's Bonnie. She's
Bonnie
my
will
little crazy little
survive the
sister.
apocalypse.
I'm telling you, there would be no Pointer Sisters if it wasn't for Bonnie. She
Is
got
that
me to leave my job as working at McGuire and Sweeney at law office in Berkeley to come and join the group because I went to see them at Fillmore West. They were singing with the
wow?
Northern California State Youth Choir with "Oh Happy Day,"
Mhm.
and they were singing. Oh God, I was in the audience just crying because I just couldn't stand it. I wanted to be on the stage with them, and so the next day, I quit my job and I joined the choir. We rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. We were going to go on this big trip by bus to New York with the choir. And the morning of the trip, they came to my mom's house and said, "Trip has been canceled." We had our suitcases at the door.
Oh wow.
And we cried. We were so upset. So I had to go find another job, and I did.
They could have told you before you quit.
Exactly. But Bonnie's doing great. She wrote this song with me, "Feels Like June,"
Great.
and we had a lot of fun with it, and we've been doing a lot of other stuff together since she lives here in LA. And we've been to some Oscar parties, and
Yeah,
that's where we
so
met
I've seen
Donnell.
you guys a lot. Yep.
Yeah, that's where we met Donnell there to get the exhibit up. And thank you, Donnell. She's a sweetheart. And we've been doing other events that Rogers put us in touch with some things.
Yes.
Some
A good
award
guy.
shows that we presented at some award shows, and it's been really fun. I find that I can do a lot from not being on the road. There's a lot I can do here at home.
Well,
Yeah.
I know we've had a lot of sad things, but I have to say I love that you have discovered your own strength, your own Anita Pointer strength, because I think when you're part of a group for so many years, you can lose your individuality.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Because it's always a compromise.
Right.
You never are going to always get your way. So it's hard. Groups are very, very hard, because unless you have one leader, and we didn't have that.
No,
You
well,
need
I
have
think
one person in charge.
well, the good thing
Otherwise,
is there's 3 of you, and so there was always a majority. When there were 4, it must have been really hard.
yeah, oh God. Daddy used to always tell us, "You guys need to write out some bylaws and write out some rules." And we never did it, but I wish we had.
Okay, we have some comments. Let me just bring them up. I don't know if you know
Okay.
producer Rick Giannatos is saying, "I want to work with the Need and the Ladies. Billy, you have to introduce us when the craziness is over." So
Okay.
yes, someone else
He's a
wrote,
producer?
he's a producer in the Valley, so I'll introduce you.
Okay.
This person, Kay, loves the song "Feels Like June." Thank you,
Yay!
Anita
Thank
and
you.
Bonnie.
Oh, thank
I
you.
love. Oh, who is this? Samori Pointer. Who is some?
Oh my
Auntie,
God, that's my
who the
brother
hell's-
Fritz's son. That's
Oh.
Fritz's son. Hi, Samori. I love
Hi,
you
Samori.
too.
God,
He's so fabulous.
we got pointers coming and
Oh.
going. This person, Kay, again, loves
Oh,
the
thank
song.
you.
What
I
else do
love
we
it. I
have
love it.
here? Let's see. God, there's so many people love you. Oh, and this person,
Yay.
I remember, I'm so excited, released twice as a single. So you got fans, they remember all this
They
stuff.
remember, I guess so, but it only worked out the last time. I don't remember it being released once or twice or whatever. It got out there.
Oh,
and
look,
it
there you
worked.
go. Now look, there's your great niece, Sadako.
Oh, that's Sadako.
I love you,
That's Ruthie's
Auntie.
granddaughter. She's the one that travels with the Pointer Sisters now.
Oh,
with
she's the
Ruth.
blonde
Yes,
one.
yes, that's Sadako, and she's fabulous.
So again,
Fabulous.
well, there you go.
Murray called in. Sadako called in.
Let's see. Who else do we have?
here,
We've got
Roxy.
so many people. Is that Roxy again? Roxy, say hi. Where are you,
Come
Rox?
say hi. Just throw
I
it
know
in real fast.
Roxy.
I know.
She might not ever make up. See, that Roxy's very vain.
Here's my Roxy. Hey,
Hey, Rox.
Roxy.
How are you, sweetie?
See that cool hat she got on?
Oh, let me see. Oh, look at that.
Put it down so you can see
Roxy,
it.
good thing you're there.
I'll put my ear fill out again.
Oh, again, see?
Oh God.
Somebody asked, somebody asked Anita, what was it like recording and performing with June?
Oh, it was heaven. She was the sweetest, most beautiful voice. She could hit notes that no one else could dream of. She was so fabulous, and it was unbelievable great working with June. I miss her so much. Oh my God.
And
I
how
miss her
hard
so
was
much.
it at the when again she had addiction issues, as we all know.
Yeah.
You and Ruth really had to take a firm hand with her. That must have been so hard as a sister.
It was hard. It was really, really, really hard. But you know, we had to do it because she was having a problem and she wasn't showing up for gigs, and the promoters were getting mad and wanted to sue us, and so we had to do something.
It affects the group and the family at that point.
And
And yet, anytime you've had problems, you talk about in the book, Bonnie, the way she left the group, which I had never known, when she called Chicago, by Roxy, when she
you said bye, Roxy.
when she you just got a message at the club in Chicago
Yeah,
that she's not coming in, and
not
yet,
coming.
but you know, and these are not cool things to do. And even your issues with Ruth, and yet you've all stayed a close family. How do you separate group issues from personal issues?
It's not easy, but I mean, once you get on that stage, you know what you got to do. It's showtime.
Right.
So you know, the things we had to figure out and talk about, it would have to happen after the show.
Right.
You know, and between those times when we can talk seriously and then back to show. It's not easy though.
No, I know it can't be. And again, your life, your personal life and your professional life all mixed together. That makes life awfully hard.
It is hard, you know. And
but it also makes the good times even better. So I guess
that's true.
Equals out.
That's so true, because there's so many great things that happen because we're family.
Yeah.
You know, so many great times we had because we were sisters. You know, but I miss that. I miss working with my sisters.
Well, what I love is that we still have you here. We love you. Obviously, you can see all these messages. People love you. I want you to stay well. I want you to try to keep going, keep the faith, or whatever. Keep your daughter in your heart, because I know she is.
I do. I you know, I still pray, but it's kind of like a habit, you know.
Well, you were the daughter,
and I talked to my mom and dad, and they were
you're too
so
reverent.
spiritual. Yeah, you know, I pray to them. I tell them, please help me through this. They know the total straight connection to the master.
Well, my hope is that we get through this, and my hope is that we see 3 Pointer Sisters join together again.
I hope so. I would love that so much. I really would.
Because it seems to me that your family really has healed through music, and your music has healed so many others. So I hope we heal all of this.
Yes, we could get through this and get back and do something great, you know, to top it all off. That'd be a great way to go out.
Well, like I said, I was there for the three of you. The magic is still there.
Thank you.
But what is never denied is your beauty. You just radiate such joy and happiness and love. And I hope that you get that back. I really do.
Thank you. Thank you, Billy. Thank you so much.
Anita, I want to remind people to go out, get Fairy Tale. Let's show it again. Fairy Tale.
Yay, yes.
Family story. By
Nina
and Fritz.
Yeah, my brother. We wrote the story about all of us. They talk about our cousins and our
brothers.
In those
early years, my God, there was a lot of stories there.
Yes.
And to all the pointers watching this, the pointers at every corner of the country. Thank you guys for watching. You have a fabulous lineage to look
Yes.
back on.
Yes.
And,
Thanks, Amori.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Sadako.
Anita, thank you for doing this show. This was so much fun. We'll do it again.
My pleasure,
So
Billy. It
much
was
to
great.
talk about.
Anytime, call me.
much.
Anytime.
And I will get those pictures to you. We will be in
Oh,
touch.
good. Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much, Anita Pointer of the Pointer Sisters.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
sweetheart. And thank you all for watching. I know this one went really, really long. I thank you for bearing with us. We will see you on Thursday. I can't tell you who the guests are, but everyone out there, please stay safe, take care of yourselves, and one day at a time. Okay, bye, everyone.